I'd like to call the March 7th Common Council meeting to order. It is approximately 6 p.m. Amanda Haverstick, Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Clerk Treasurer Parthun.
Councilwoman Cutler.
Present.
Councilwoman West.
Here.
Councilwoman Konechny.
Present.
Councilman Frankie.
Present.
Councilwoman Ficus.
Present.
Councilman Vincent.
Here.
Councilman Galloway.
Here.
All present.
Approval of minutes, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes is presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Petitions and comments of the public. I do have one card tonight. If you would state your name and address and email for the record.
The email is Nunya. And my name is Rick Ogle. I live at 1902 Indiana Ave. I have a granddaughter who is right at 16, beginning to drive. I'm a little concerned and wonder what's going to happen with, like, paint on the intersections, crosswalks, lane changes. There are some side streets that they haven't had paint on them for years. Washington Street at the corner of Madison and Washington by the hospital. There's a turn lane and a straight lane. There always has been, but you
What
can't
did
tell.
you say? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Madison and
It's,
Washington.
Madison. Oh, okay.
yep. Following me?
Yep.
Okay, I don't need to explain it then, right? But I was just curious if there was anything that might be done, or if I need to go to the Board of Works.
No, well, I don't want to speak for the council. Council members have any?
I don't know if that would be a traffic commission issue or if you could just go, call the street department. I'm not sure on that. I can bring it up at the next traffic commission meeting if you like.
Perfect.
Right
Isn't
there's the
that-
mayor. Tell him, he's supposed to get it
And I
done.
will,
That's simple.
absolutely. So I will address it with street department because we've talked about it and I'm not going to use funding as a reason, but most of the funds for the streets have gone into the roads, not in painting. We painted some downtown, so I will get an update so where they're at, what they plan on painting this spring.
Thank you.
Any other comments regarding Mr. Ogle?
Yes.
Council in support of that?
Does he have money for the gas? I mean, it keeps going up. Maybe she won't be driving at all.
I have the money to buy another building.
We like that.
No comments from the,
Other public comments, anybody did not fill out? Public comment, from
no.
social media? Standing committee reports. President Frankie.
The Redevelopment Commission met on Wednesday, February 23rd. A design contract was approved for the Monroe Streetscape, which is the area that saw a lot of recent activity when the weather was nice, and I think that'll be a great project. A parking study contract was also approved for parking downtown, which I think everybody would agree is an issue. The Diversity and Inclusion Committee met on the following day, the 24th, and had a discussion about dates when the Indiana Civil Rights Commission director can come to the city and discuss how they work with municipalities and what they can offer for us. And we also discussed potentially working with the middle school on a diversity and inclusion type club. And the school board meets next Monday, 6 p.m., the Old Boston Middle School.
Councilwoman Ficus.
Park Board will be meeting Wednesday, March 16th, 4 PM at the Park Office. And then next month's Traffic Commission meeting is being moved to the second Tuesday in April due to some spring break conflicts. So the next meeting will now be April 12th, 6 PM at the police station.
Councilman Vincent.
Nothing to add this evening?
Councilman Galloway.
Police Merit Commission will meet tomorrow at 2 at the Police Department. And we'll have our first Mayor's Veterans Committee meeting of the year next Monday, the 14th, at 6 o'clock at the Park Department.
Do we have any resignations off that board recent?
Not that I know.
Okay,
I can't tell you for sure.
okay. Councilwoman Cutler.
Bid board will meet this month, Monday, March 14th at 5 at City Hall, and the UEA will meet this month, Wednesday, March 16th, 4 PM at City Hall.
Councilwoman West.
The firefighter application packets are available online and can be picked up in person at station number 1. Social media ads are being scheduled for the application process, and additional information will be posted through Dunla Media and radio ads with B100, WCOE, and Hometown News to run throughout the entire month of March. Chief Andy Snyder reported that mid-year performance ratings will be distributed in March and are expected to be complete by May 1st, 2022. And then, this is kind of lengthy, but this was kind of cool to see the promotions happen the other night. So Chief Andy Snyder reported that he received a letter of retirement for battalion. You did it. Sorry, yeah. Sorry. I shouldn't have said anything to you guys, right? Chief Rob Saby. It was presented to the Board of Works, and they authorized the Merit Commission to move to hire his replacement. They also authorized the commission to make all necessary promotions to fill the vacancy in rank and other positions. Chief Snyder submitted a letter to the Merit Commission requesting the vacancy created in Battalion Chief to be filled at their earliest convenience. The commission submitted a letter to Chief Andy Snyder with the top 3 names from the list. Chief Andy Snyder submitted a letter to the Merit Commission recommending Kelly Burke, the top name on the list, to be appointed to fill the vacancy. The Merit Commission agreed, and Kelly Burke accepted the position. However, since Kelly Burke currently holds the appointed position of Assistant Chief, he cannot hold a merited rank at the same time. Therefore, if at a point in time he is no longer in an appointed position, his new merit rank will be Battalion Chief. Since this left a vacancy of Battalion Chief, oh my word, Andy Snyder submitted a letter to the Merit Commission requesting the top 3 names on the list. The Merit Commission submitted a letter to Chief Snyder with the top 3 names from the chief list, and Andy Snyder submitted a letter back to the Merit Commission recommending Doug Bernacki, the top name on the list, to be appointed to fill the vacancy. The Merit Commission agreed, and Doug Bernacki accepted the position as Battalion Chief. With Doug's promotion to Battalion Chief, a vacancy in the position of Captain was created. Chief Andy Snyder submitted a letter to the Merit Commission requesting the open position of Captain be filled at their earliest convenience. The Merit Commission submitted a letter back to Chief Andy Snyder with the top 3 names from the captain's list. Chief Snyder submitted a letter to the Merit Commission recommending Zachary Caney, the top name on the captain's list, to be appointed to fill the vacancy. The Merit Commission agreed, and Zachary Caney accepted the position of captain. So
Great
it
job.
was a really fun night, though, so.
And thank you
And-
to Rob Saby for 31 years of service.
Absolutely.
He will do
Absolutely.
great at the county, but thank you. We hate to lose him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Made a
Under
difference.
my committee report.
And maybe just to make sure the public knows that you weren't laughing at Mr. Saby's retirement.
No, I wasn't, thank you. You're
Councilwoman
right.
West was having trouble pronouncing battalion, and
For some reason, every time I would go to say it, it just did not sound right. So I made the mistake of sharing that with those guys over there, that I knew I was going to mess it up, so.
Well, good.
Thank you.
And congratulations to Doug Bernacki as well.
Oh, absolutely. And Zach, yes.
Councilwoman Konechny.
The Airport Authority will meet this Wednesday, March 9th at 5:15. I still suspect via Zoom. If not, it'll be held at the airport. Also, the Historic Preservation Commission will meet next Tuesday, March 15th at 5:30 here in council chambers.
2-year-old checks. Clerk Treasurer Barthune.
Checks issued by the city are good for a 2-year period. At the end of each year, state statute requires the clerk treasurer to present a list of those outstanding checks. When possible, the office of the clerk treasurer attempts to contact vendors to see if invoices are still outstanding, and if so, reissues the checks. I'm asking council for approval to redeposit the funds back into the accounts where they were originally written from. And this is something normal that we do every single year.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion? I'm really surprised that Mr. Cook doesn't need this money. Other than that, any other further comments? All in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Mr. Cook.
Councilwoman Ficus, introduction of an ordinance.
Your Honor, I move to introduce an ordinance read for the first time in its entirety.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Councilwoman Ficus.
An ordinance amending Section 94-321 and 94-322 of the Municipal Code of the City of LaPorte, Indiana, State Street between Tyler Street and First Street. Whereas the Traffic Commission, after due consideration, has recommended to the Common Council that the current speed limit of 30 miles per hour on State Street between Tyler Street and First Street should be set at 20 miles per hour. Now therefore be it, and it is hereby ordained by the Common Council of the City of LaPorte, Indiana, that Section 1, that Section 94-322, stop intersections designated generally, of the Municipal Code of the City of LaPorte is hereby amended to read as follows. Speed limit of 20 miles per hour on State Street between Tyler Street and First Street. Section 2, that Section 94-321, four-way stops designated, of the Municipal Code of the City of LaPorte is hereby amended to add the following intersection: on State Street between Tyler Street and First Street. Section 3, any ordinances in conflict shall be repealed. Section 4, this ordinance shall be in full force and effective upon its passage, approval by the mayor, and publication is required by law. End of ordinance.
And I assume this came from Traffic Commission?
It did, and it came actually from the hospital directly. With them having their parking lot across the street, there's a lot of increased pedestrian traffic, and it just makes sense to make it, and it's a narrower road as well, and just to slow the speed so that it's, a little bit safer for people to cross. So it's kind of a no-brainer.
Further public comment? Anybody from the public would like to speak on this? Hearing none. Sue, please come forward and state your name and address for the record.
Sierra Sue Jesh, 204 Jefferson Avenue. I do travel that street on numerous occasions, and I agree that it should be lowered to 20 miles an hour. I wouldn't even try 30. Thank you.
Thank you. And we know we're all caring for you. Be careful. Further comment? This will move to the 21st of March. Councilwoman Cutler, introduction of an ordinance.
Your Honor, I move to introduce an ordinance read for the first time, reading just the title and amended sections.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Councilwoman Cutler.
An ordinance amending Ordinance 1-2022, fixing salaries of appointed officers and employees of the City of LaPorte, Indiana for the year 2022. Under Human Resource Director is $70,000. And under Utilities Customer Service Representative, $35,000. End of amendments.
Discussion? This is something Human Resources Director, now that Jen Knoll has moved on, the market, especially the private sector market for a Human Resources Director, is even much higher than what government rates are, but we felt to get somebody that is experienced and prepared to deal with our community and our employees, we need somebody in that range, so. And then if you want to speak to the
Yeah,
other.
I can speak on the utility billing. Utility billing has had a vacancy for a temporary to possible full-time employment for quite some time now. The range for temporary employment is $15 to $16.50 an hour, and we cannot fill it. People are not showing up for interviews even. We've probably gone through 10 interviews set up, and maybe 2 have shown up. So rather than call it temp, I mean, we know we need the assistance, so we're asking for the additional position, and then some of, part of the position that's in that office, the bookkeeper will be helping the clerk treasurer's office part of the time.
And I would also like to thank Nick Otis, who is now the main Human Resources Director. I want to thank Courtney, and then myself. The three of us are kind of, and it's amazing. Today is Jen's first day
Day one.
gone, and it's like she waited it out and just let it spill out today. So, can I say that?
Well, I would say she did handle a lot of thorny
She
issues
did.
before she left, but I think that speaks to the complicated nature of that position. It's not a popular position. Usually, she comes into the department heads, comes into the departments when discipline needs to happen, and so whoever's stepping into her shoes, despite her small stature, has got big shoes to fill.
And we certainly appreciate her efforts and all the work that she did because, as I said earlier, last week, you don't realize what we had till she left, and you realize the shoes that we do have to fill. So.
Can you just add it to Jeff Batchelor's role?
Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak on this ordinance?
Or apply for the job.
Further council discussion? Hearing none, we will move this as well to the 21st. Councilman Galloway, introduction of a resolution.
Your Honor, I'd like to introduce a resolution.
Second.
I have a motion and a second discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Councilman Galloway.
Resolution to transfer funds within the 2022 budget. Whereas there are additional monies needed in certain line items in the 2022 budget in order to pay for essential services and obligations. Now therefore be it, and it is hereby resolved by the Common Council of the City of LaPorte, Indiana, that the following transfers be made within the following budgets for year 2022. Beechwood non-reverting capital, from capital 451 to 451-001, capital new golf accounts, $1,075.
And we'll
I'm
amend,
sorry.
we're going to amend
I'm
accounts
sorry.
to
It should
cards.
actually say golf carts, not golf accounts, but
Okay.
Didn't catch that one because you didn't know.
This is one of those nights.
Excuse me, Mayor, that was golf carts.
golf carts.
Call that a Scribner error.
Okay.
You've heard that term. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Nick Otis?
Yeah, I told the Beechwood Golf Pro Cal Cashmere I'd cover this tonight since it's a relatively small amount. As I understand this, Ms. Barthune, correct me if I'm wrong, the Beechwood traded in 10 golf carts and received, in exchange, 5 new golf carts, and then this additional amount of $1,075 will go to pay the balance off of those 5 golf carts. Is that accurate? That's in addition to the golf carts that the golf course is leasing, so this amount covers that difference. So we'll own some golf carts and we continue to lease some golf carts. I did ask Kyle, in the process of having this conversation, why we don't have electric golf carts. You see that at some golf courses, and they would not withstand the number of rounds that are played at Beechwood. A lot of private golf courses have them. Kyle came from private golf courses and experienced in the 4th and 5th years the electric carts not making it through 2 rounds a day, which is pretty common for our gas golf carts. And it would be a pretty significant upgrade at our cart barn to get that to the electric that it would need to house that. So I just thought I'd pass that on for the good of the order.
And by the way, would anybody like to take a gander at how many rounds were played last year?
A gander?
a gander?
Sure.
Anybody from the public would like to guess how many rounds were played at Beechwood last year?
Well, that's a good number.
Wow,
Seems very,
How many were you?
excellent. I think it was only 22,000, but impressive that you were that close. All right, any other further comments regarding this resolution? From the council, from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Other business, is there any other business from the council?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a motion? So moved. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. We are adjourned.
Thanks, Val.
Thank you.